Hi there, my name's Gordon McCrory. I'm the Happiness Guy. This is a video on nutrition, it's on weight loss, and it's basically what are my views on cheat days. And I've thought about this kind of quite a lot, kind of over the years, and I've got a conclusion that's right for me, but I wanted to kind of talk through it, and just kind of see what see if this helps. So I think that first of all, language is very powerful, and how we describe things kind of often has subliminal kind of consequences that we're completely unaware of. So I think it depends very much on how we see cheating, and whether what we think of that. If we think of cheating as something we shouldn't do and something that's a bad thing, then cheat days are something that we shouldn't do and something that's a bad thing. I think that the label's poor, because we're not really cheating, and I think that's the difficulty. So perhaps how I feel about cheat days, in terms of what actually is involved in a cheat day, is different to how I feel about the label of cheat days. I don't think we should be cheating on ourselves, and I don't think we should be cheating on our nutrition. I think we should be honest, and I think we should be trustworthy, and I think that that cheat thing, there's something inordinately wrong, or intrinsically not intrinsically wrong with a cheat day in terms of its definition. But what I do think is important is that we have to have an element of freedom in and around our nutrition. And of course we need to have structure. So we need to have structure and discipline, but we also need to have some freedom. So the concept of a day where we are free, and have relaxing of rules, I think is fabulous. But I think that calling it a cheat day, you're not cheating, because it was already in the plan anyway. You're meant to have a day or two, dependent on how you're structuring your plan. You're meant to have a day where you relax a little. It's when you don't have any of those days that you just push too hard, you get too tightly wound, you get really bored, you've not had any of you've maybe not had a lot of food that you would really enjoy for a very long time. That's what I would class as binary. You're all on, and at some point you're going to be all off. That won't ever work. So having a period where you're stricter and more focused and more disciplined, and again, I might even take the word strict out of that. More focused and more disciplined is better language for it. So have a period, and for me that works very 5-2-ish, or if I want to push hard, 6-1. If I was trying to lose weight. So focus and discipline for a period, and then relaxed and more free for a predetermined period, much shorter than the focused discipline period, and then back on focused and disciplined. And it's almost that day of where you're having whatever you want, that's where we actually we let the pressure out of the system, we let the the mental and emotional hard work, if you like, if it feels like that, we let that out the system. And also physiologically, it's good for us, because the body doesn't like if it has too much calorie restriction for too long. Metabolism will often slow down, will end up plateauing. That brings frustration and uncertainty. So I don't like cheat days, I don't like cheating, but I do really think that having a day or two relaxed in a week, and you can work out for yourself what it needs to be. If you're focused and disciplined enough for 5 days, you might have 2 days that are somewhat relaxed, or you might have one day that's very it's very relaxed, and then you're back on to your normal routine for the other days. And I tend to run it Monday through Friday, looks one way, Saturday, Sunday, very different, more structure, and more structure and focus through the week, and a relaxing at the weekend. So that's my thoughts on cheat days. I'd be curious to know what you think, whether you think that the language makes any difference, but I'm pretty certain it does. Oops. I just am. Right, ridiculous. I'll stop going on. I hope it's been useful. Take care. Bye bye.